So this to me is just normal. It's kind of par for the course in this industry, isn't it?
Yeah.
In reality, sure, wishful thinking, perfect, flawless uptime, hex. But this isn't hex. There's a lot involved with Pulsechain. So this is just a funny little blip on the radar. I love how Richard handled it, just right out of the gate, put it all out there, showed the code. The pools will need to be replaced with new ones, obviously. But this is just a small blip on the radar. We'll laugh about it shortly.
Yeah, and it's not Hex and it's not Pulsechain. Like Pulsex is just a DApp. It's a decentralized application that they're running. There's not some fundamental bug with the program. So I mean, for me, I just see the opportunity to have a reset of the LPs and make a bunch of money. And long term, I don't see any huge ramifications at all.
Yeah, in terms of what Larson was saying, there are individuals and entities in terms of liquidity provision that they don't even care what the price of Pulsechain does against the opposite stable or whatever else. They just are there to get yield. They've got so much pulse it doesn't matter. And for smaller entities, yeah, there are entities that just set it and forget it and don't even care.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can't help but like when these little things happen like this, I can't help but be like, was this planned? Is there some game theory possibly in so much money came into the sacrifice set that we kind of do need to like wash some people out? But yet everybody, I don't know.
Am I
crazy
continue
for thinking that?
It's like the same thing that they say about, it's like anytime something goes wrong, people want to in their minds revert to, oh, this was game theory planned in advance. Like the bridge not letting people through for fucking days on end. That was all game theory, so the chart looked perfect and didn't have a dump, No, man, it's blockchain stuff. It's just blockchain stuff. The stuff is hard. Like you can't foresee everything that's going to happen. I would have, if it was me and I was Richard, I would have had everything work perfectly. And we would have had a 10x pump on the Pulsechain chart. We would have had a 90% dump like the first couple days. Fine. Yeah, this is just my personal opinion, but it's just funny. We always come up with these theories, these theoreticals, right? Because that's what we're used to, especially going through the Pulse and Pulsex sacrifice sets. Like we just sit in there and just game theory the shit out of it. Now that we're on the other end of it, and we actually saw how everything turned out, it's actually pretty funny, actually. A lot of you guys know how much we sat in there, theorizing on things. But no, man, there was, I was asked so many times, where can I see the fees? Like, I don't see myself earning fees anywhere. I've looked on the blockchain. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know what your fees are.
Yeah, that was a question. People were saying like, oh yeah, it's just like added in. They haven't built a feature to like see the fees yet.
Exactly, Maddie. I'm hoping that at some point, in the UI, you can see, the fees you're earning in addition to the incentive, that would be very nice.
It would help if the blockchain code was, doing that too, though.
Exactly.
Well, they do that on they do that on one of the Uniswaps, right? One of the Uniswap versions does show fees. I thought because whose video was I watching? I was watching somebody's videos where they were like, "Oh yeah, look at this dude that I don't know if maybe it was Somi," and they were like, "Yeah, look at this dude that that kept his freaking LP in here for 3 years in Hex, and he freaking made $2 million in fees, and it showed it." I don't know what Uniswap version that is, but yeah, I thought that one of those things does show it.
But I saw, I think it was the whale, the whale Twitter account or whatever, and it's like millions lost kind of a thing, It's like the first big FUD event for Pulsechain. You gotta love it. You just gotta love it because we're here.
Millions lost. That's funny. How many millions have been?
I don't know if it's millions lost as much as it's just millions not earned. Right? There is a difference.
And like I said before about the liquidity pools, that I kept on grabbing my ink and stacking up my PLS. When PLS was high, when ink was high, I would just liquidate my ink, like 312, 315. Did it hit 200 and 315, and I went in, like I sold at 310 or something like that.
All right, DMF, look, you got to start a not financial advice Pulsechain channel. All right, just let's all just follow your lead, bro.
No.
Rub it in some more.
Man, I was jumping into the liquidity pools just like everybody else. I mean, I was seeing the percentages, and then I noticed that only the stable coins were doing high percentages. So I unified. I put everything into one or two bags and to the liquidity pools, and that's it. That's what I've just been looking at the prices now, trying to find an anchor. Where's the minimum of, for example, I follow a lot INC and PLS ratio, and right now I'm waiting it to fall another 26,000 PLS. And I'm gonna grab a whole bunch of INC also.
Right now,
But
is just
that's me. That's me,
opportunity.
nobody else.
Is anybody buying the dip?
Not yet. I'm waiting
You
for
said that
1.2.
yesterday.
I'm waiting for 1.2, and I'll get in.
It was 1 point. You're talking about Hex on Ethereum?
No, PLS sacrifice
Oh.
price.
Sorry.
It's 143 right now. So
I'm so confused. Here's some financial advice. Fucking buy and hold.
hey, but what's the token of all the tokens we've been talking about? Hex, Inc, PLSX, PLS. Which ones is not owned by the OA?
Fuck, I don't know.
Inc.
Oh, is it Inc? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, but then again, that's like got a
Didn't
very
you make
small.
ink?
It's got a small market cap, right? Comparatively speaking.
Has a small amount of supply. It's 1.5
Oh
million
yeah,
now.
that's what it was. Small supply. Yeah, I don't care. I'm just fucking getting as much as I can of everything I can. It's like I get my grubby hands on it. I'm gonna get it.
But if you're talking dollar wise, I mean,
yeah.
it's like for Black Friday right now.
Oh, Black Friday, yeah.
Aren't earning fees, you drop it into the new pool where you are earning fees. Like, you know how Uniswap used to have a V1 and then they had a V2 and then they had a V3? You yourself, with your own keys, with your own money, have to remove and then move your money over.
Yeah, so basically I'll book in the impermanent loss.
Yeah, there's no automatic, no third party's taking your money from you and moving it from one contract to another contract. Like that would be like not a good thing. Yield farms do that sometimes, and that's how they steal everybody's money.
So basically, when you pull your LP and move it to the new one, you're going to want to make sure you get a similar ratio, because it should be a similar ratio. The token values haven't changed. It's just you moving to a different pool. So yeah, I would double check that. It's a similar ratio.
Yeah, interesting one. So let's say you you entered in the initial LP at, let's say, 1 to 3, you exit at 1 to 2, and then if you expect to exit again at 1 to 3, you don't recover it. I don't know, I'm too tired. Somebody help me.
At least you can.
Yeah, if you're in.
Go ahead.
If you're at impermanent loss now, when you go to switch, you'll still be at impermanent loss, and the new pool should have the same ratio of impermanent loss. So you should just be able to go right into the new pool and then continue to wait for your impermanent loss to come back, except now you'll be earning fees while you wait.
I don't know exactly if it works like this. It will be awesome if it would work like this, but it might.
If in one side you have a ratio 1 to 2, you already have that inside the contract. If you take out 1 to 2 and then you put it into the new contract 1 to 2, did you lose anything? Is the other person was saying, right?
Yeah. Good one. All right. Thank you, Gamma, for coming here. Finally, light.
I'm at the pool with my son, so I thought I'd hop into a Pulsechain chat.
Okay.
So you unstake your PLP and move that to a farm and stake it there. You don't turn your PLP back into whatever. In actuality, you're not
No,
realizing
no.
that.
Your PLP is created in the old contract. The old V1, V1 versus V2. The PLP was created in the V1, so you need to unstake that. You don't have any PLP anymore. Then you move your tokens over to the new V2, and then you add it there, and then you get different PLP for that new pool.
Okay.
Like, don't confuse yourself with the ink farming and just think you can move your PLP. Okay, I want to discourage that. I mean, like that's
Yeah,
the
of
thing
course.
you
No,
can do.
yeah,
I'm just saying,
it's
don't confuse yourself.
right. So you're not actually moving PLPs to another pool because that's specific to that pool that was previous. So you have to remove and then remake a new one, a new contract, stake those PLP
Yeah.
in new pool.
Yeah,
You got to cash out of your PLP into the native tokens.
So when are these pools going to cease? Do we know exactly then?
Pools won't cease, but people will quit using them.
These are immutable contracts. So let's say we're using the term V1 versus V2. The V2 contracts are there forever. Now, what you're talking about is when will they be inaccessible on the UI? Well, I think you're fine,
Or on it,
right?
and
Yeah,
and on
there's
it,
but
and
plenty of time for you.
and unincentivized,
You'll
right?
have plenty of time to move your money from the V1 pool to the V2 pool.
So when will they be unincentivized then? I
Oh,
guess what I meant to say.
wait for Richard to say that. I mean, he's the only person
Right.
who's going to say
Yeah,
anything about that.
he could literally keep both incentivizations open, and then as you migrate, you would be seamlessly keep getting your ink coin. But to speak on Adrian, if you want the exact ratio, then you would wait until he opened the new pool, and then you would exit and then enter that new
Yep. I've got
contract.
it. I've got
Yep.
it.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know how I got rugged, but yeah, I mean, it's not a perfect fix, but the thing that I'm really bullish about, and not too many people are speaking about, is with new pools comes new APRs for the ink, which could actually be a real large bonus to people who move early enough.
Hex is away. That is a really good point, though. This is a huge opportunity because all the APRs are going to be reset. So in our native tokens, all the chances for us to be 80% of a pool are pretty much gone. But now that there's a pool reset, we can hop into things and hopefully find a 10,000% APR for a few hours again.
Yeah. I mean, this matters as long as the ink coin holds up in price. I think just doing this alone could reward you of probably any LP losses you had from I mean, I'm not guaranteeing it, but the big gains was, 4 out of 5 of your gains was the ink. It wasn't the LP rewards. So if you could get more of those ink fast enough, it could be actually better than whatever happened. But we'll see. It should be fun. I'm probably not going to be available until after you guys make the big mad money.
Don't worry, you're just going to be collecting fees anyway. I know you're well diversified. Hicks is the way.
But that means also that they're going to dump a lot of ink. The ink afterwards is going to lose a little bit of value because of that.
Because of
the reset of the pools. Liquidity is low, high APR percentage. Liquidity is high, low APR percentages.
But it's only a few people who are going to get it, though, so I'm not too worried.
Well, I still think the highest yields will come from fees and not the incentivized pools, just regular LPs.